Hi folks, John Dunn here, RPG freelancer and publisher behind Melioravia. I'm up here tonight at Immortals Inc. with Mikey.
What's up, John? And he's letting me show the book off today because of a special reason. It's green, so you guys won't see it at all. I got something called The End of the World, and I hate to say it, but it feels like the end of the world, John.
It's been that kind of a week. There's a lot of stories about that, but you may not be seeing this when we're recording it. Yeah, so this is The End of the World, the Alien Invasion, and it's published by Fantasy Flight Games. And it's part of a series. They did 4 books. I think they may have been based on a previous game line. I know a friend of mine, Tim Cox, did most of the writing on this. A couple other guys I know, Fantasy Flight, did a lot of the development work on it as well. There is a line of 4 books, Zombies, Wrath of the Gods, Revolt of the Machines, and Alien Invasion. Alien Invasion is the one we're going to talk about tonight.
I actually didn't catch that because there's actually 4 different ones and they're all the end of the world case scenarios, right?
That's exactly it. In all of these, they're games about the world coming to an end, different causes. So, the zombie apocalypse, there's a million different media about that recently. Wrath of the Gods, the gods get angry and come down and decide to smite humanity.
God
Real,
forbid.
Book of Revelations kind of stuff. Alien Invasion, which is this one that we'll talk about more. And Revolt of the Machines, which is, kind of the Terminator type thing where the robots get mad.
Didn't they make too many of those movies?
Yes. Yes, they did. The first thing that really grabs me about this game is character creation. And in character creation in the End of the World line of games, it's really distinct because you don't just make up a character, you play yourself.
That is too underrated. I mean, how many games do that?
There's a few, but I really like the way that they did it in this one in particular.
That's so amazing. How does that work?
So the neat thing about it is character creation happens as a group. So you sit down with your fellow members of your game group, who hopefully you're friends with, and you make up your character together and you say, when you look at the attributes, I think I'm about this in this attribute and about this in this attribute. And the people around the table with you can say, no, you're better than that. Or if you're my friends, no, dude, be serious. Come on, you suck at that. Right?
Come on.
And it says they've got a system in play there where you can do kind of anonymous voting on how people scored themselves using different colored dice. And the game does require you to have different colored 6-sided dice. But I mean, half the fun of this is going to be talking smack.
I feel like that judgment right there takes up most of the time anyways. Like, just figuring out what your attributes are. Yeah,
and any kind of RPG, you're going to spend usually a session making up your characters. And so in fairness, yeah, you're going to do it here too. It's just the way you're going to do it involves a lot more insulting one another than in most other games. You also can talk about what gear your character has, right? That's a usual kind of thing. But in this case, the gear your character has is what you have on you at that game session where you made up your character.
What I got on me right now, my wallet, my phone, and this book.
Yeah, well, good thing you got the book. You can whack somebody with that.
That's it, though. That's it.
Yeah, so they tell you to get real specific, too, because the apocalypse may be happening real fast. So they don't just say, oh, you've got your cell phone. It's, no, you've got your cell phone, and how much charge does it have left?
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
So it gets real.
So if you've got a Werther's in your pocket, that might be valuable later. And if you're the kind of person that keeps a gun on you or even maybe in your car because you got your car keys, that's probably worth notating down too.
I would assume so. Have you played this game before?
Little bit. What
did you bring your first time you played?
Well, I was the game master, so I was not as concerned about what equipment my character had. Yeah, I get away with that a lot.
Field. I'm going to keep on telling you.
The other thing that the game talks about, in addition to, I was saying strengths and weaknesses when you're setting up attributes, your characters may have traumas. And, for some people, that trauma can be pretty obvious, like, say, I have bad knees. I'll admit that freely. Other people's traumas might be less visual, and they will say, hey, you don't have to share it with the group. It's entirely at your discretion. But if you want the character to be more like you, to represent the kind of things you'd be fighting with in this scenario, then you're encouraged to share it. Again, they're going to work against you in the game, but there are offsetting benefits. So it's up to the player's discretion what they want to talk about. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be a fun time when you're playing. So don't make yourself uncomfortable to do it, but know that there are mechanical benefits to sharing at least a little bit about yourself. Getting past the game and getting past character creation, I just wanted to touch on the base mechanics. You're not going to make a lot of dice rolls in this game. It should only be in a situation where things are really stressful. So, the routine types of things that you can do, opening a door, smashing a window, you're not going to need to make a dice check for that. It's when things could go wrong that you need to make a dice check. And the reason for this is anytime you do make a check, your character's exerting themselves and there's a cost to it. It's stressing them out. It may have an impact on their weaknesses. It may have an impact on their traumas. Your character becomes a little weaker every time they need to make a dice check. So that's a thing to consider. The checks, though, pretty straightforward. You're going to start off with 1 die, and then, it's a d6, and you're going to designate that color as the positive color, and then you're going to have a negative color. And you're going to look at the situation and add in positive dice and negative dice based on situational modifiers. Might also be, some feature of your character. Might give you a bonus or a penalty depending on the situation. And then you're just trying to roll underneath whatever your attribute is on your character. So attributes scored 1 to 5. And then you look at the positive dice and the negative dice that match cancel each other out. And you count up the number of dice that came up with a value less than your attribute.
Isn't that, you guys like this? I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, isn't this one of the campaigns out of the 5 you said?
Yeah, so there's 5 different campaigns in the book. All the artwork is full color, but it's really kind of color coded with the game line. Since this is aliens, little green men from Mars, this book happened to have a green color scheme. A lot of it's really evocative like that. Talking about the different games, this is a very focused game line, right? All of the games are talking about how the world ends and how you and your friends deal with it. In this case, there are 5 different storylines, different types of alien invasions that can happen as part of this campaign. And you can pick which one you want to play through, or, you could play through all 5 in succession, probably going through a new character generation each time. The 5 different options are, the first one's the archetypical gray invasion, the little men who want to come from outer space and abduct you to probe you in all kinds of interesting ways. The ancient astronauts come back to Earth, so these are the folks who helped the Mayans build their pyramids. Then you've got Atlanteans coming out from underneath the ocean and invading Earth, probably to clean up the mess we made on the surface, right?
Sounds fun.
Oh, yeah. Giant bugs, so if you got a fear of spiders or giant ants or giant grasshoppers, maybe skip that one. And then the last one is a body snatchers kind of thing, where aliens are taking over the bodies of other people around you and using it to infect the world.
Peacemaker spoilers.
It is, like I said, a very focused game. You're probably not going to play a real long extended campaign with this. I'm looking at most of these different setups that are in the book as things that are probably going to last between maybe 2 and 4 or 5 sessions, and that includes your time generating characters. However, it's really tightly focused, and I think it's a real solid setup for going through those different types of storylines.
Beautifully said. I think it's 144 pages, yeah. Hardcover too, right?
Yep, and I think you got the price right there on it too.
I do. What was it? $40?
Top right part of the barcode.
So he just taught me something new too. $39.95 here at Immortals Inc.
That is years of having worked in bookstores. Woohoo.
Hey, you beat me though. All right, guys. Subscribe. Take it easy. See you guys next time.